it's been with the DIY home front, and I've got a desk drawer in my wife's office that will not stay shut. And she wants me to fix it, and I'm gonna fix it. I don't need a lot of tools to get the job fixed. Of course, my screwdrivers and a flashlight. I also have this same light that I was using when we did the bathroom sink. The first thing I gotta do is swap the batteries out in this. Nothing going on there. Let's get the batteries changed out in this real quick. These aren't that expensive. Maybe $2 or $3 at Harbor Freight or someplace like that. And they sure make life easy because they're small and they put out a ton of light. So you can get them into the tight spaces and get the light where you need it. This particular one has a small light up front, and then it's got a big light that goes down the side. It's got a hook right here by my thumb, and it's got a magnet. So you can hang it, you can attach it with a magnet someplace on a wall or a metal cabinet. And like I said, when you want light, this thing puts out some light. The gist of it is that the drawer just has a way of coming out. You will shut it and you'll come back the next day and it'll be open. Or for my wife, she'll be in here at her desk doing stuff and she'll roll around in her chair and do this and that and the other, and it will slowly come one out. She keeps a bunch of files in here, which basically turns this into a, it's like having a log in there with all her files. It's just too much weight. It just creeps back out. So the first thing to do is to take the drawer all the way out. And there's little plastic handles, tabs that go up and down. And those are what keep the drawer from being able to slide all the way out. So there's one on each side of the drawer. You bring it out, you click it down, the other side will click, and you can just pull this all the way out. That brings us to the flashlights. So now we've got the drawer out. Let's add some light to the situation. Okay, it looks like we've got 2 screws in the back and 1 screw in the front. And it's the same on both sides. So I'm going to take the screw out of the front and I'm going to loosen one of the screws in the back. Now what I want to do is I want to lift this up, because by lifting it up, it's going to mean the drawer wants to slide in backwards. With it down and higher in the back, it's going to want to slide forward. So that's the way we're going to fix the drawer. We're just going to raise the slides in the front. And I'm going to raise that, and I'm going to tighten this up with it in the air. Sorry about that. Now I went out and got a couple of screws to replace the one I had, and a drill bit. Before we only had 1 screw up front, so I think we should add more screws up front to make it stronger. So I'm going to put 1, and I'm going to hold the drill so that it's the very, see if I can get as much light as possible on this. I'm going to put this at the very top of that notch. Yes, so see if I can slide this down. That would have been the old screw location, and we're actually going to raise it up quite a bit. Go right there. And I want to do it twice. I want to give it more support up front to hold that drawer up nice and high. So right there at the very end. Be careful, you don't want to drill all the way through. There's a piece of 3/4 inch oak there, but I definitely don't want to screw through and put a hole through the outside. Now that I've got my holes drilled, I'm just going to find them. These are some pretty beefy screws. That's gonna go almost all the way to the end. I'm gonna make sure I got my hole good and deep. Here we go. It's not hitting anything, but still slide back and forth. We need to do the same thing to the other side. We're going to take this screw out. And I think you can see right there where the hole is. We're going to raise it up. I'm going to tighten this screw back here so it holds it in place. There we go. Then I'm going to do like I did the other one. I am going to drill right at the top. Let's get this screw in here. These screws are a lot longer. They are definitely not coming out. If I wanted to, I could put another one in right here at the very end. But I think I'm going to put it right here. And I will go back with one of my original screws. put this one in there. Okay, that should be all we need to do, to be honest. This slides in like it's supposed to. Now all we need to do is put the drawer back in. These drawers are awful heavy. The good news is we got that drawer fixed. The bad news is now it rubs on the drawer above it. You can see now this drawer is hitting, which means I'm going to need to do the same thing on this drawer. This drawer just lifts up and then it comes out and goes down. It's got a roller bearing. We've got screws on each side. We'll do the same thing. We'll take a screw out. And we'll make sure the drawer gets raised. Let's do that. This will be a trial and error, but we only needed to go up a little bit. And that's where it was before, and that's how high it'll be now. And this drawer was not heavy at all, so we don't have the same problems we had with the other one. Take the screw out. We'll raise it up. We'll put the screw back in. Hopefully you can see this. These just roll over the top and then the drawer slides up and goes right on in. And check out that. Just the right amount of clearance. Doesn't hit anywhere and goes right on in. Okay, let's go again. This slides onto the ball bearings. We get this side started. Okay, let's see if we get this side. And there we have it. Now the top drawer opens and shuts just like it ought to. The bottom drawer opens and shuts like it ought to. But the best thing is the bottom drawer is not going to want to roll out. It's going to go back in is what it's going to do. And it's going to stay there. Well, there we go. The drawer will now stay shut. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.